You get Drake OVO stamp for podcasting, right? He wants to sign the podcast.
Oh, he wants to sign a podcast.
Yeah. He wants to sign us as his very first podcast, right?
Okay.
Under OVO brand. Or you go under the Joe Budden umbrella. So you got Drake, who deals with music. And his main focus right now is music. He got movies and all that stuff, all types of entertainment. Then now he's getting into podcasting versus Joe Budden, whose sole focus is media, podcast, stuff like that. But you get the big ass OVO brand versus Joe Budden Network, what could be.
I think people, me, I'm going with the Drake OVO. Yeah, people probably like, duh. No, only reason I say no, because if you know what Joe Budden stands for, what he's been through and what he's trying to accomplish for the just for podcasts in general, in another word, as far as the longevity for podcasters or whatnot, the best move is to go with Joe Budden for the integrity of podcasting. That's the best move. Good word. That's the best move for Joe to go with Joe Budden. And again, you have to know what Joe Budden, what he's trying to do. Just for the quick dollar, the quick view, the quick fan base, everything pretty much quick. I'm going with Drizzy just because his impact in the media in general. Drake is just not music; he's like a brand, so that his impact is on a larger scale than music. So I feel like if we was to go under OVO, like we'll just have like so many followers, and all you have to say is I fuck with Safe for podcast.
And then and I'm not picking one because it's hard to pick one. It's hard because it's different variables. Like, because with Drake, like you said, you get that OVO stamp. Then you got to think about it from an aspect that you are the first podcast over. I'm saying we the first podcast. So it's like, it's just like he got Euphoria out. Like people fuck with that because Drake is attached to a Top Boy. Not just because Drake, but it was also good. The product wasn't sold. Shitty. The product was sold by Drake's name.
Yeah.
But you stayed with the product because of it, how good it was.
Right.
I believe, even though he hasn't dealt with podcasting, we're the best. We're one of the best podcasts to deal with,
right?
Because we know how to podcast.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So we're going to bring, like, nigga, just signed us. We'll do everything else.
Yeah, I got you.
As far as podcasts, you can add to us, like, with your production and all the connections you got to productions, all the big studios you can get in and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But where it's Joe Budden, like you said, the integrity. And we know what he's fighting for. I believe, like I said before, same thing with Charlamagne the God. But I believe Joe Budden is going to be a billionaire. Yeah, I believe Joe Budden is
what he's working for. What he's working for, it's going to pay off in the long run. And he's one of those guys. He's kind of like, how am I trying to say this? He's what is he going to be? You know how we talk about he's gonna be one of he's that guy. You know how we talked about as far as rappers, people paving the way.
Mm-hmm.
He's that guy that's paving the way for our culture. From which we probably not gonna understand now. We just gonna see clips of Joe Budden ranting and this and that. How much is it for a fucking stream? We see this, but 20 years from now. 20 years from now, bro, he's gonna be like maybe like a gatekeeper or something like that.
Joe Budden,
he's that dude. He's gonna be that dude.
He already is.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like as far as like him being able to get podcasts monetized to like it should be and where it should be as far as like, and it's tough because he's gonna go against people like us if we sign OVO who want that quick bag because we want that quick bag so we can make sure secure, money for our, our family, our future, our our seeds or whatever. So that's why I would rather go OVO now because again, bro, we're at that age where I'm not worried about 20 years from now. I'm worried about now. I want to secure the bag now because I feel like we are smart enough, if we do or happen to get that bag, we've been through so much and experienced so much and been told so much, like what we should do with that bag, like what's the best way to expand that bag, to multiply that bag. So that's why I'm cool with going with the quick bag.
But even if it ain't a bag, just to get on OVO, you gotta.
I would go to broke.
If it ain't a bag, and then like it's like bonuses or something, like if you could keep it late. I don't know how that shit goes. Yeah. But keep in mind we're saying this if something is offered or whatever. But we really haven't like chose one. Like, it's like, but I would go to either one, bro. It's like I don't think it's a lose in either one, because I think Joe Budden is going to be, I guess you could say, because I don't know a lot of the big heads like that, but I guess you could say like the Jimmy Iovine podcast.
Yeah, he will be.
Like he's going to be like,
he's going to be that, bro.
In our culture, he's going to be that. So that's why it's hard for me to pick like Drake versus Joe, because either way you got a good argument. But if you do need that bag right now, and you don't think there's another thing that goes into that, like trying to own our property or not, we can't give you all of that shit. Like it depends on what you're trying to take from us over at OVO.
But I feel like you could do stuff like when you do get your bag or secure your bag, it's like you can and I don't know this. We obviously don't know this, but once you secure that bag and you more comfortable with your family and be able to do certain stuff because you got the bag, that'll allow you to set up to do different shit later. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of what Joe's doing now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll tell you that nigga before the podcast and shit, he was broke, nigga.
Yeah.
There was podcasts for many years with him and Rowe was in that studio, bro, moving from studio to studio, didn't have a home before it was with Parks. Joe was broke, bro. Podcast for nothing. But I think
his broke and our broke a little different. But
I'm saying, but he signed that Spotify deal for certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure
to get in there and understand. This is why the side of his argument is so strong, because he got in there and infiltrated the system and figured out how things work. He know how. I'm not worried about your money right now.
While getting money though, that's a key point. While getting money,
and what probably wasn't the bag he deserved, but it was enough to keep him there to where he can get. You know what I'm saying? He can. So I mean, it's different situations for different people. We can't necessarily go in there, and I mean, we still got our job to keep us good or whatever. We can't necessarily go in there and do exactly what Joe Budden did, but we could. If things is right, trust Joe Budden. Because we know what his fight is. We know what he's fighting for. That's why it's like, as much as it is like Drake OVO, this is Joe Budden, the podcast. The podcast of podcasters to me. To us.
To
us.
I ain't gonna lie.
And then, but this is Drake. That's just Drake. That's like
the
OVO.
biggest artist in the world right now. Like the biggest artist, bro.
And this would be a good part to cut right here, just to see what other people would think. Like if you know what I mean?
Y'all rolling with, but again, I'm more leaning to the Drake side because again, just like everybody else, bro. I didn't come up struggling or from the struggle, but I don't want to work 8 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm tired of working.
We enjoy doing this.
Yeah. And I want to get a bag. And like everybody else.
Let's keep this in mind, like, because people say don't do it for the money or do it, just do it for them. We don't we've been doing this it's not, compared to Joe and them, it's not a lot, but we've been, as brokies, we've been doing this for 3+ years. You know what I'm saying?
3+ years.
So you can tell us we're just doing it for the bag.
Facts.
But we would love a bag. You know what I mean?
I think anybody and everybody would love a bag, bro.
And know this for you new listeners. It ain't just me and Titley right here, TJ. It's Nick. It's Drake. Drake.
Drizzy.
See, we got a Drake on our team.
It's gonna happen, bro.
It's me, Justin, Drake. Why I keep calling him Drake? Drizzy, Lansky, and TJ. You know what I mean? We got other people who help out here and there. Shout out Shanae at the Honey Trap Podcast.
Absolutely. We got people that fuck with us.
This is not just us. This is a different podcast for us. It's just us too, but it's more entertaining than this when it comes to our podcast. Even though I think we held it down pretty good.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we did all right, man.
One more question for you on the closeout.